Many believers today are asking the same question. Why do some pastors insist that the tithe is still mandatory? Even when people are struggling financially, this is the story of thousands of families. And it's the story of my brother. The question for years, many churches have taught that Christians must give 10% of their income, or they are robbing God. But is that really what the Bible teaches? Or is something else happening? The reality, in the New Testament, Jesus never commanded the tithe. Paul never demanded the tithe. The early church never required 10%. They taught something different: generosity from the heart, not obligation. So why do some pastors still push it so hard? Reason number one, money. For many leaders, the tithe has become a financial system, a guaranteed income, a predictable flow of money, a structure that keeps the church, and sometimes their lifestyle, running. When a system depends on money, the system will protect itself. Reason two, fear-based teaching. Some pastors were trained to preach fear. If you don't tithe, you're cursed. If you don't tithe, the devourer will attack you. If you don't tithe, God won't bless you. But fear is not the gospel. Fear is control. Reason number three, control. When a leader controls your money, they control your emotions, your guilt, your loyalty, your fear of being punished, your desire to be blessed. This is why some leaders push tithing aggressively. Not because God demands it, but because the system demands it. There was a young woman named Maria, living in a small town where she was trying to grow her business. Money was tight. Some weeks, she barely made enough to cover food and basic expenses. Maria had spiritual parents who lived in another country. They taught her that she must send her tithe to them no matter what. They said it was the only way to stay covered and protected. One month, Maria only had $16 left. Just 16. And sending that money to another country would cost more than the tithe itself. She hesitated. She felt guilty. She felt confused. She wondered if God would be angry if she didn't send it. She finally told her spiritual parents, "I don't have enough. Sending it will cost more than the tithe." But instead of compassion, instead of understanding, instead of saying, "Keep it, take care of yourself," they simply replied, "Just send it to us." No empathy, no concern for her situation, no awareness of her struggle. In that moment, something inside Maria broke. She realized they weren't thinking about her. They weren't thinking about her needs. They weren't thinking about her survival. They were thinking about the tithe. And that's when she understood. A true shepherd would never demand from the poor. A true spiritual parent would never pressure someone who is barely making it. A true leader would care more about the person than the money. Maria wasn't cursed. She wasn't robbing God. She wasn't failing spiritually. She was waking up. God was leading her to the truth. God wanted her to free from this burden. He loves us and wants us to do everything moved by love to Him, not pressured by pastors who only care about their own gain and pressures. A true shepherd would have said, "Keep it. Feed your family. God sees your heart. You are not cursed." But when leaders demand money from the poor, when they pressure people who are barely surviving, when they insist on receiving instead of giving, that is not the heart of Jesus. In the New Testament, giving is voluntary, joyful, from the heart, according to what you have, not what you don't have.